Noobs! Now that the channel's hit 1,000 subs and I've interacted with a bunch of you in the comments and on LinkedIn, I have a pretty good picture of my average audience. You're most likely a dude in your 20s or early 30s with a STEM degree and considering or already pursuing a master's in real estate. Let me ask you a question. Why the f do you want to do real estate? If you're committing years of your time and investing your hard-earned capital to emulate real estate developers you've heard or seen about, maybe you should take a few minutes with me and ask yourself some hard questions that you may not know the answers to right now, but you should have asked yourself before you started on this path. Am I projecting my own issues onto you? Maybe. Shut up and keep watching to the end. But seriously, I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeing all the interesting parts of someone's career on a forum like YouTube or any other social media for that matter, and then get inspired by the most visible parts enough to choose it as your career. Remember, this channel exists primarily to brand YD development and show how awesome we are at our jobs, so of course I'm going to make it look glorious. But the visible parts of what developers do are usually a finished product. There's a lot of steps between being inspired by someone's finished product and being able to build one on your own. And there's plenty of shitty parts about this job. In fact, due to the pandemic and NYC becoming possibly the worst real estate market in the entire country right now, 2020 has been the most stressful working year of my life. Do I have regrets? Sure. But they're mostly lessons learned rather than asking myself why I didn't choose a different path in life. Downturns happen. You have to like this enough to push through the worst of times to thrive in the good times. Am I still projecting and really just coaching myself? Maybe. Shut up and hit that like button. Picking a career is one of the most critical decisions in your life. So just like in real estate, do your due diligence and find out everything that's wrong with it before closing. First question that you should ask yourself, what really attracts you about real estate? Is it the money? There's plenty of careers that make a lot of money. If you like monies for money's sake, get into banking, or even equity placement or debt financing, not real estate development. Don't tell me you're in it because you want to create wealth through passive income and tax shelters, because there's nothing passive about being a developer. You can invest in real estate without being a real estate developer. Did you watch a lot of HGTV and think, hey, I can do that? Or maybe you're enamored by some of the biggest developers and the projects they've pulled off and thought, hey, I want to do that. Don't confuse that with wanting to do design work, because if that's the case, you should become an architect or an interior designer instead. That way I can hire you and abuse you. Seriously, architects are one of the most overworked and underpaid professions, and only a few become starchitects that make millions. And as long as you have a client, you don't truly have creative freedom. Actually, I'm gonna stop guessing why you want to do this. Let me know in the comments what got you interested in real estate development. There's no right or wrong answer per se, but it definitely helps to have passion for the job. And note that there's a difference between passion for the job and passion for the product. In fact, you may not realize that this job is actually just non-stop problem solving. The entire due diligence period when you're shopping for properties is about discovering what problems you're going to encounter and how much it's going to cost to fix. If you think you're attracted to real estate development because you want to mobilize dozens of people to carry out your vision to build something no matter what stands in your way, then that's a start. Maybe you do have a passion for building buildings. But don't believe that Mark Twain quote about how if you find a job that you enjoy doing, you'll never work a day in your life. Pretty much every job has really difficult aspects to it. That's why it's called work. Passion can be molded to give yourself purpose so that you can cope with the existential question, why are you here, as you trudge through an otherwise meaningless existence. Too dark. Anyway, when you develop a purpose with a tangible goal, passion becomes your threshold for pain and can indicate whether you're cut out for achieving whatever goal you're pursuing. You have to have enough of that passion and be so driven by your personal mission that you'll persevere through all sorts of stuff you don't like doing. You have to look at the worst case scenarios of the projects you take on and tell yourself, yeah, I like this job enough to put myself through that situation if it happens. You have to be able to lead a ship, and if it sinks, you have to convince your crew that you're now on a submarine and you're better off that way. Am I projecting my regrets onto you? Maybe. Shut up and hit that subscribe button. Okay, so maybe you have an undying passion for creating buildings. So, it's easy to be inspired by successful people. And it's still easy to just tell yourself you'll try to become like them. But here's the next question you should ask yourself. Is this actually a good match for you? Do you know how to effectively leverage your individual traits to succeed in at least a few aspects of development? Do you have the skill sets required for it? The sad truth of the matter is, if you want to be in the upper echelons of any profession, probably not. Because by definition, only a handful of people can be at the top. Development requires such a wide variety of skills that no single person except for me can possess them all. You need to be able to negotiate with and manage people, manage a schedule, be quick and accurate with the numbers, understand aspects of design, and have a flair for sales and marketing. And there's a metric ton of paperwork. So above all, you need to possess leadership skills to attract and build a competent team to handle it all. Oh, you're still watching? And you still want to be a real estate developer? Congratulations, you watched a 5-minute video. And shame on me for not scaring you enough. If you're really excited about building really cool spaces, there is so much that goes on behind the scenes that outsiders just don't see. And most of it is boring as so I'll be sharing a bunch of the lesser known parts of real estate development in upcoming videos. And I challenge you to watch through my next video. It's an hour-long slice of a typical day. If I happen to be hiring by the time you watch it, you'll probably get some useful info out of it. Stay curious, noobs, and stay motivated.